Hey everybody, what's up? Today I'm gonna do something a little different. Normally, well, I live in Japan, as you guys know, and well, occasionally I read Famitsu, which is this magazine, which is a weekly gaming magazine, and sometimes I find stuff in there that I think, people would be totally interested in that. Um, but you never hear about it on English magazine websites because for whatever reason, it's not interesting to most people, I guess. But since this is kind of Japanese gaming related, I figured I'd make a video about it. And this is going to be the top 10 games that Japanese people are most looking forward to in 2012. And it's kind of an interesting list because some of the stuff on here I wouldn't expect like Americans to have on their list. So it's kind of a just a kind of interesting thing to look at to compare like what American and well I guess like Western gamers are interested in and what Japanese gamers are really looking forward to. So don't expect any shooters on the list. I don't think there are any. Um, there are a lot of things that you might not expect. So let's go through the list here. But the first one here is number 10 is Binary Domain. And Binary Domain is made by the people who did the Yakuza series, and it's like a sci-fi third-person shooter, I think. But it looks pretty cool. So that one's number 10 for Japanese people. I don't know where that would be in the US, probably nowhere. But I think that was actually on some people's top 10 lists for 2011, but or 2012. I mean, looking forward to. So number 9 here is Dobutsu no Mori, which is Animal Crossing for the 3DS. Has that been announced? I don't know. I guess it's coming out in 2012. According to this, it is. And let's see. Final Fantasy Versus 13 is number 8, and that's kind of expected. I think the Final Fantasy series is always popular in Japan, probably more so than the U.S. now after 13, but it's still pretty popular here. I know a lot of people who are always really looking forward to any new Final Fantasies that are coming out. So number 7 is Biohazard Revelations, which is Resident Evil Revelations, I guess, and that just came out, so that's for the 3DS, and that was number 7. And number 6 is something that probably won't get released outside of Japan for obvious reasons, and that game is Photokano, which is it's for the PSP, and it's like a girlfriend simulator. I don't really know. There actually in this issue there's a preview of the game, but it's like a dating simulator slash girlfriend simulator. um, yeah, that's number 6. That beat out all the games that I listed before. So take notes. Take note those outside of Japan. Those things actually are really popular. Number 5 is Monster Hunter 4, which would be for the 3DS. And of course, that doesn't have a release date or any pictures in here. So yeah, number 5 is Monster Hunter 4. And number four here is One Piece Kaizoku Musou, which is that kind of Dynasty Warriors crossed with One Piece game. So it's not like Dynasty Warriors are in One Piece. It's just the Dynasty Warriors style game with One Piece characters. And I guess if you like beat 'em ups, it's kind of perfect for you if you like One Piece and you like killing rooms full of enemies until a boss comes. You'll like that game. I know that Dynasty Warriors is pretty popular in Japan, the series, but One Piece is super popular. So mixing those two together, you get the number 4 most anticipated game of 2012 in Japan. I don't know if that's coming out in the U.S. actually. Who knows? But number 3 is one that's actually would be on my list, and it's Persona 4: The Golden for the Vita. And yeah, that's the new remake of Persona 4 for the PlayStation Vita, which is gonna be awesome in my opinion. I mean, the PSP version of Persona 3 is great. I have nothing but praise for that game, and the Persona 4 for the Vita, probably the same. same amount of awesome, which means I'll put 120 hours into leveling everybody up to max level, which is kind of insane. So number 2, I think, is a big shocker. And number 2 is actually Dragon's Dogma, which is that game by Capcom that is kind of looks like Dragon Age mixed with Monster Hunter. I don't really know. I don't think it has like a lot of hype in the US, but Japan is like super hyped over this game. In the article here, there's an article where they quote people about why they're excited about the game, and people are saying like they're hoping that this game will be like the new game that everybody thinks of when they think of Japan, and they're saying that like it's kind of like the number one game they're looking for from Japanese publishers this year. Like that's out of control for Dragon's Dogma. I didn't think it was going to be that great or anything, but apparently Japanese people are really hopeful for Dragon's Dogma. Yeah, so number 1, another kind of, I mean, it's not really a surprise, but it's on the Wii, so you might be a little surprised by that. But the number 1 game that Japanese people are looking forward to in 2012 is Dragon Quest X, which is the kind of online play version of Dragon's Quest, which I don't know how that's going to be, but people are really excited for it. There's another article in here that's not just games. It includes hardware and stuff too, which is the overall game industry stuff people are looking forward to in 2012. And it includes a lot of hardware in the list, but of course some of the games make it to the list. But for hardware, the number 1 thing Japanese people are looking forward to is the Wii U. That's overall gaming industry, not just, I mean, it includes games too, and people are really hyped for the Wii U. I think outside of Japan, the even people who really like Nintendo seem to be pretty lukewarm on the Wii U, which is, I don't know, I'm probably not even going to buy it unless something spectacular happens with it. But at the moment, I'm not impressed. But Japanese people apparently are. And number 2, of course, is again Dragon's Quest. But number 3 is the Vita. People are saying like, oh, they're really hoping that a lot of new games and a lot of hardware, like new playstyle games, like Sumioni is mentioned a bunch. So they're hoping that is good. And the 3DS gets in there also after the Vita. And people are saying like, oh yeah, finally some good games are coming out for it, so it's starting to sell. So they're hoping more come out from third parties, not Nintendo. And then of course number 5 again, Dragon's Dogma gets in there. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. This kind of thing. Famitsu here, if you see it, it's thick. It's got a lot of stuff in it, and it's weekly, so there's tons of information that never kind of makes it outside of Japan, just because enough people wouldn't be interested in to put it up, like translate it and put it on a website. But that kind of stuff, it was interesting to me, so I figured I'd make a video and share it with you guys. So maybe I'll do this occasionally. If I find something interesting. There's actually a ton of stuff I'd like to talk about in this, but this video is already going to be too long. So yeah, that's it. Just wanted to talk about that. And oh yeah, my contest and question and answer video, the time is over. If you haven't submitted a question, then you can't enter the contest. But if you still want to, I haven't made the video yet, the answers, so if you want to ask a question but don't care about the contest, go ahead, because I haven't made the video yet. But you only have a couple of days to do that before I get around to making the video.